Good morning. We're looking at Acts chapter 4, 32 to 37. If you haven't read it, take a pause, read it, and maybe have a few words about what you've seen, and then come on back and we'll talk about it. This passage really is, because it's at the end of 4, it really is the beginning of an introduction to what happens in chapter 5, which we'll talk about next week with Ananias and Sapphira. But this is the passage that really takes and looks at what the church was. And it really is what the church was. Interesting, I had a conversation just this morning with a men's group about how the Mormon religion, how they very much take this kind of passage and they embody it. They take care of each other in a very real and meaningful way. And so this passage really is a manifesto, if you will, of what it means to be a faithful, effective church. Sure, we have Barnabas who's sold his property and given the proceeds, and that's great for an individual, and of course that's going to play huge in the next chapter. But look at how the church behaved. They took care of each other. They shared everything. Now, we're not talking about communism, although there is certainly an aspect in which the sharing of all resources was apparently a measure of practice, a paradigm that they were practicing, but it wasn't universal. But they did take care of each other. And so as you look at this passage, I invite you to just look at who you are as a church, and not you as an individual, but you as a church. What is the corporate culture that you have? When there is a need in the congregation, does the congregation step up, or does it do exactly what James says not to do, to say when you see a hungry brother or sister that your faith is pointless if all you say is, hey, be warm, well fed, and God bless you, and you walk away? What is it? What is it the church is doing? What is your church doing when there is crisis in your midst? And are we providing casseroles? Are we providing blessings, or are we really stepping in to help and care for one another? So that's a great conversation to have, and I'll see you next week.